Yo, what is going on, guys? And I'm back with another video, and today, man, I'll be talking about the big man discussion. Now, a couple of days ago in Discord, I was having a conversation about who the best big man in the league is, and we've seen recently with the emergence of Nikola Jokic on the Nuggets during this really amazing playoff run. We've seen that he has become, in my opinion, the best center in the league. We gotta remember that there also is really good other big men in the league, like Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, you feel me? Karl Anthony Towns, Bam Adebayo. Like, there's so many other good big men in the league, which is why it's hard to pinpoint one as being the best big man in the league. Now, I'm gonna start off with the case for Anthony Davis, who, in my opinion, is the best power forward in the league. Could be the best center in the league if he played that as well. He's a very versatile player, very agile for his size, very athletic, one of the best defenders in the league, especially for his height, but also one of the best defenders in the league besides his height. He can score the basketball very consistently, but he can also be a little bit inconsistent, but normally he'll get you 20 plus points per game, 10 plus rebounds per game, get a couple assists per game. He will be a decent three-point shooter. If you leave him open, he will knock it down, but he's not a threat, like obviously like Stephen Curry and all that, but he will hit the wide open three-point shot, and when he's hot from three, he is very scary from beyond the range. Now, this season, AD has averaged 26.1 points per game, 9.3 rebounds per game, 3.2 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game, shot 50.3% from the field, and 33% from the three-point line, which is just insane coming from a big man. 26 points per game, almost a double-double, getting assists, getting steals, shooting good percentage from three in the field. Really good stats. AD is one of the best, if not the best, second options in the league right now, and he's a perfect second option to LeBron James and the Lakers. And they definitely did a good thing by trading for AD, as like I said, he's one of the best players in the league and one of the best two-way players in the league as well. And then we have Nikola Jokic, who, like I said earlier on the video, in my opinion, is the best center in the league over the course of the season, and probably the best center in the NBA right now, over Joel Embiid, in my opinion. So the thing with Jokic is he's one of the best passers of all time coming from a big man. He is just really good at finesse. He moves at a slow pace, but he's not like a flashy player and all that, but he knows how to play the game of basketball. He knows how to pinpoint these passes that a big man should not be able to make. And he actually has a pretty decent three-point shot for a big man, honestly. If you leave him open, he will hit it. He's proved that in the series against the Clippers that he can make the three-point shot, especially in the clutch as well. So the thing, like I said, with Jokic is that he can pass, he can shoot. Not the best defender, but he will defend when needed, which is really good coming from your center, because your center is not supposed to be one of the best passers on the team. He's supposed to hold himself in the paint. Maybe he may be able to shoot, but not able to pass like he does. Rebound, he can rebound with the best of them. He's an absolutely amazing rebounder. But the thing with him is he's one of the best facilitators on the Nuggets, which is absolutely insane, if not the best, over Jamal Murray. This season, Jokic averaged 19.9 points per game, and 9.7 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game, 1.2 steals per game, shot 52.8% from the field, and 31.4% from the three-point line. Now, most people know that Jokic started the season pretty, not horrible, but not up to his standards at all. I'm pretty sure he came to the league this season a little bit overweight, and he, over the course of the pandemic, he ended up in the season as well, he ended up shredding weight, and that has proved to help him out a bunch, because he looks a lot better on the court right now than he did at the beginning of the season. Alright, next up we have a player that I thought was the best center in the league coming into the season. That is Joel Embiid, who just got sore by the Celtics, but it was nothing to do with him. He averaged 30 points per game in the series and 10 plus rebounds per game. So having Ben Simmons and other players out definitely did not help the 76ers at all. But that problem was not with Joel Embiid at all. He had an amazing season this year, apart from his injuries, but other than that, Joel Embiid has proven to be a top 2 center in the league for multiple years now, and I wouldn't be shocked if Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons get out of Philadelphia, because it obviously looks like they cannot win with both of them on the court, because they just do not mesh well together at all. The discussion between Jokic and Embiid simply comes down to the fact that Embiid is a better defender, but Jokic is just way better at facilitating. Like, Embiid is not even like a third of the amount of facilitator as Jokic is, but Embiid is a way better defender than Jokic. It just depends if you like a big man that passes more, if you like a big man that plays better defense, which is why a lot of people have Jokic at 1 and Embiid at 2, and other people have that as vice versa. This season, Embiid has averaged 23 points per game, 11.6 rebounds per game, 3 assists per game, zero point 0.9 steals per game, shot 47.7% from the field, and 33.1% from the three-point line. There's no doubt that Joel Embiid has all the talent in the world to become one of the best players at his position. It's just the fact that people like Embiid just because he flops and he's very dramatic, but it's taken in fact that his skill talks for his game. He is one of the best centers in the league, if not the best center in the league. According to many people in the NBA, I personally have him as number 2 over Jokic, behind Jokic, but that's just me. Next player we got is Karl-Anthony Towns, who I'm a big fan of, and I made a video on not too long ago. And for some reason, I thought he was the best center in the league. I literally do not know why I made that video, but I did, and I was horribly wrong. No, not saying that Cat is a bad player at all. It's just, I honestly do not know where my headspace was at. I was probably thinking too far in the future right there, as Cat is probably the 3rd best center in the league right now, in my opinion. But Cat's a very good player. Just like Embiid, he can shoot. He's an alright defender. He can rebound. It's just that he's not the best defender at all, and he's been on the Timberwolves for his whole career, and the Timberwolves are probably one of the worst teams in the NBA, and Adam D'Lo definitely does help Karl-Anthony Towns, but it's going to be tough to see the Timberwolves have a winning future just because their team, as of now, is not the best at all, even though they didn't make a couple of good trades in the offseason, in the trade deadline, getting James Johnson, Juan Hernangomez, Malik Beasley. Hopefully those players do help the Timberwolves, because I love to see Karl-Anthony Towns in the playoffs, but D'Angelo Russell, who I'm also a big fan of. So hopefully the Timberwolves can figure it out and spend some money and get a couple of players that can help them move on to the winning direction, which they haven't seen in a while since Jimmy Butler led him to the 8th seed a couple years back. This season, in Cat's injury-plagued season, he has averaged 26.5 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, 4.4 assists per game, 0.9 steals per game, shot 50.8% from the field, and 41.2% from the three-point line. Now, taking the fact that Cat takes a good amount of three-point shots, so shooting 40% as a big man consistently is amazing. And having a field goal percentage over 50% is also really, really good as well, because like I said, he takes multiple three-point shots per game and usually knocks them down, which is crazy for a big man. The last player in this video is Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, who has risen to occasion this season, as he has had more minutes this season because Coach Eric Spoelstra has given him a lot more minutes this season with the departure of Deshaun Whiteside, who he was behind last season for a majority of the season. And with him getting more minutes, we've seen his potential that he had with Kentucky, being a 5-star recruit, lottery pick, and we see the potential that he has for the rest of his career. And his career looks extremely bright right now, especially if he can continue to improve. I honestly see a little bit of Nikola Jokic and Bam Adebayo, just due to the fact that I see his vision. Bam Adebayo is one of the best passing big men in the league, probably very close to Nikola Jokic. Not saying he's as good a player as Nikola Jokic at all, because he's not, and I'm already even say this. Jokic is the best big man in the league, passing wise, probably best big man in the league. Adebayo is not the best big man in the league at all. But he has the same facilitating trait as Jokic. He can pass with the best big man in the league. The only thing with Bam is that he cannot shoot the three-point shot at all, but the Heat do not need that. All he needs to do is hit his occasional mid-range, play amazing defense, pass when needed, rebound, play amazing defense, and that's all the Miami Heat need. They do not need Bam Adebayo to become a three-point shooter, but they will obviously love him being able to shoot from the three-point line, but it's not a necessity at all, because he's shown that he can do everything any other big man in the league can do besides shooting the three-point shot. and Miami Heat have successful this season, with Bam Adebayo not becoming a 3-point threat. This season, Bam Adebayo has averaged 15.9 points per game, 10.2 rebounds per game, 5.1 assists per game, 1.1 steals per game, and shot 55.7% from the field. But to me, this only comes down to two players, with the first one being Anthony Davis, who in my opinion is the best big man in the league. He has done it for the most time. Yeah, Jokic has had an impressive run, but AD has proven to be the best big man in the league, which is the reason why the Lakers gave up a really good haul in order to acquire Anthony Davis and pair him with LeBron James. But I do sort of kind of understand the people that believe that Jokic might be the best big man in the league just because recency bias is very strong right now. Jokic probably is the best big man so far this postseason run, but we're going to have to take into fact regular season and prior years. In my opinion, that's what I take into account. I don't just take on one postseason run making somebody the best big man in the league. Because let's say JaVale McGee absolutely bought out this postseason. Would JaVale McGee now be the best big man in the league? So like I know Jokic is light years better than JaVale McGee. I'm just using an example because even though Jokic has had the best postseason run for a big man this season, AD has had the best regular season. So and he's had the better season before this season as well. But yeah, yo, that is a video, man. In my opinion, AD is the best big in the league. Be sure to go down below, drop a like, comment down below, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, IG. Catch you on the next video, man. Peace.